Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And we're back today with a fun new tribal deck. We're going back to the other rulers, the stranger rulers, because, I don't know, we've been through all the new ones. Let's go back and mess with some stuff with the new cards.
Oh yeah.
But we're going back to our boy Rezzard, and in the deck's called Nomz Nomz. So he's making a restaurant with all the zombies.
I mean, he's looking at his recipe book right now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
But before we get into it, guys, we'll just remind you that we do have a Patreon. The link is down below, guys. Go check it out. It really just takes an extra $1 to give us some love and support. We greatly appreciate it. Also down below, you'll find our link to our Force Wheel Grimoire. It is your go-to app for any kind of Force Wheel database deck builder, whatever you need to do for it. If you're like out and about and you're just like, I need to make this deck, or you're just bored and you're like, let's do some stuff and find out all the cards.
Done.
You can go check it out. It's super, super simple and super easy to use. With that, let's delve into the Nomz Nomz. So, our boy Rezzard, for those that don't know, he's the green-black ruler from the last sets. He's got Stranger 10, so you can have the Strangers, Judgments for green, black, black, and then Energizes a green or a black. Whenever Darkness Regalia is the field under your control, choose one. If the Regalia is Deathscythe, you choose 2 instead. Or choose up to 2. Choose 2 cards from your Stranger deck at random and put them into your graveyard. Each player banishes a Resonator, put a Resonator from your graveyard into your hand, or pay 0 for his Judgment. So all 4 of those are really good in this deck because it gives you all kinds of options. The banished one's really good because it triggers what we need. And then the other return one is really good because you get back your dudes. Like, this deck's all about recurring from the graveyard. That's why we're using our boy Rezzard.
Yep.
When he Judgments, he is a 10/10 Vampire Man's. And enter, put the top 4 cards of your deck into the graveyard, then you put a Resonator from your graveyard into the field. If you do, it gains Darkness and Vampire in addition to other races.
Vampire zombies, done.
Yeah. God's Art is Blood Revolution. It is a black and a green for each vampire you control, starting with the one with the highest attack to the lowest. Target a Resonator your opponent controls. Vampires get +4/+4, and then each of them deals damage equal to its attack to the chosen target. So, him, your other vampire that you make with him, and then any other vampires you have, they all just get to shoot things for damage. And you gain life, so it's pretty nice. Well, if you have Reiya, you gain life.
Yeah.
But regardless. So, we're going to delve into the strangers real quick. The first up is the Green Wizard. He's like the only green stranger in the deck because he's one of the few green cards.
Yeah.
But he's 1 green for a 6/6. Enter, choose a race. J resonators of that race get barrier, so you can choose either vampires or zombies.
Yep.
And then pay a green, target J resonator gets +2/+2. He's there to help you get barrier.
Sounds good.
Next up is the Black Wizard. It is 1 black for a 6/6 wizard. It's got Bane, and it's pay 0, produce a black, play this ability only if it's in your graveyard and only once per turn.
Pretty cute.
On your turn. So it helps you get free things. Next is Astema, the Fallen Angel of Desolation. 3 black for a 10/10 flying drain. At the beginning of each player's turn, that player banishes a non-Fallen Angel Resonator. So this helps you trigger one of the abilities, and it's just there for that. Faust, the Promising Warrior. He's a 2 green, 2 black, and 1 for a 14/14 with Bane and Drain. Pay a black, put a promise counter on target resonator you control. Play this ability only if it's in your graveyard. Whenever a resonator with a promise counter dies, you can put this dude from your graveyard into play.
It's simple as that.
Yeah, it's super simple, and you're going to be killing your dudes all the time, so you don't really care.
Yeah, and you're going to throw him in the graveyard immediately.
Yeah. Loki, the Ancient Demon Lord. He is 3 black and 7 for a 12/12 flyer. You pay 1 less to play this for each creature in the battlefield. Enter, remove all resonators from the game. Remove all of the resonators from the game. So this dude comes into play cheaper, and he's actually really funny if he's in your graveyard with Rezzard, because you can just put him into play and be like, cool, kill the board.
Yeah.
I have 2 dudes that are big. And then finally, we have Anubis, the Guardian of the Throne. He is 2 black for a 7/10 with Bane. Enter, put up to 2 target resonators from your graveyard into your hand. So, helps you recur things and get back what you need, because you're going to be milling stuff, and it helps you get them back.
Yeah, and a 7/10 for 2 is not too bad.
Yeah.
With Bane, for sure. All right, one of our favorite ladies here, Mikage Reiya. It's a 1-drop 4/4 vampire, quick cast, and flying. Enter, search your deck for a darkness card and put it in the graveyard, then shuffle your deck. Of course, vampires you control gain drain. And whenever this card is banished as an additional cost of a mage art or effect of a mage art, put this card from your graveyard to your hand. She does wonders and is extremely powerful.
Pretty much if you're playing black, you need to be playing this chick.
Yeah, for sure.
Next is the Frightened Villager. He is 1 black for a 2/2 and was put in the graveyard from the field. You put a 4/4 zombie into play. So, help you get more zombies.
Next one is a Bizarre Zombie. It's a 4/4 1-drop from Resident Evil, and she's just there.
She got Bane.
She's got Bane. Oh yeah, she does.
Next is the Soulless Soldier. He is a 2 black 6/5 zombie. Enter, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard. So you're going to be milling a little bit, but it helps you because Deathscythe gets things back, and then your strangers get things back.
And of course, Sigurd. He's a king zombie, 8/8 for a black and a green. Play this card only from your graveyard, which will happen. Zombies you control gain Bane. Awesome. And then enter, search your deck for a Darkness Edition, put a 2 or less, and put it in the field and shuffle your deck.
He's so good. He does everything for this deck.
Yeah, agreed.
This guy is the next cornerstone of the deck, Lord of the Undead. He has 2 black for a Resonator. He is a 6/7. Other zombies you control get +4/+4 and Revenge. If an entity you control is put into a graveyard from the field this turn, this card gains the following: put a 4/4 zombie into play. And then the chant side, as an additional cost to play this card, banish all zombie resonators you control. This card deals damage equal to the total attack of the banished resonators up to your opponent. So this guy's who we're using to help make the zombies just go crazy, and you get to do a whole lot with it.
And you could just win the game almost immediately.
Yeah, and if you play Deathscythe, you have you're just cool, I get my free trigger of Revenge because you're sacrificing, you both have to sack a dude, so then you get your Revenge trigger.
Yeah. All right, in the Bone Dragon, it's a 5-drop 17/13, has flying, but you may pay a black less to play this card for each Darkness Resonator you control is put in the graveyard this turn. And then enter, put X/4/4 Darkness Zombie creature token in the field where X is the number of Resonators in your graveyard. That is extremely powerful, no matter how much mana you spend.
Yeah, and if you have it with Deadly Dive, then you just get to have free low. You get just kill all your dudes and then get them all back in forms of other zombies.
Yeah, and then just blast the player with the damage.
Next is Arthur, the Dead Lord of Vengeance. He is 2 black and 2 for a 10/10 zombie. Other Darkness Resonators get +2/+2. Non-Darkness Resonators get -2/-2, and then remove 3 Resonators in your graveyard from the game. Return this dude from your graveyard to your hand. So he can always be there to help you, and he's just a big zombie that bumps up the other zombies.
Now, of course, you got to realize it says other Darkness Resonator. That means your opponents as well, so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, he does help with darkness on both sides, so be careful.
First chant of the deck is Moan of the Dead. It's a 1-drop quick cast. It's a major, so remember that. You may banish a Resonator rather than pay the card's cost, so it can be free. And then destroy target Resonator if the total cost is less than the number of cards in your graveyard. Choose a card from your stranger deck at random and put it in your graveyard. Which, this card does everything you want for the cheapest you ever wanted to play with it. It's super powerful.
Yeah, and it can be free to kill a thing.
Yeah.
Next was one of the tech cards for Sigurd, the Interdimensional Graveyard. It is 1 black for an addition. At the end of turn, remove a card from a graveyard, or remove a creature from a graveyard, get a 4/4 zombie. Be careful of this, because it does have to trigger, so if you don't remove something from theirs, it has to eat yours.
Yeah.
And so you're going to eat all your dudes from your graveyard too. So try to make sure that you eat theirs first.
Yeah. That's why there's only one, because you don't want to go overboard. But with Sigurd, you can go get this and immediately start nomming.
Yeah.
The next one is True Black Ribbon. It's a 1-drop addition. As you play this card, target Resonator, this card enters the field added to the chosen target. Added Resonator gets -2/-2 and loses all abilities. When this card is put in the graveyard from the field, return it to the owner's hand. Now, I always like this card because it's just a thing that always constantly comes back, and it just annoys the opponent for sure.
Yeah, and it makes them lose their abilities. That's mainly why it's there. Is you're like, hey, your ability is gone, and you get it free low with Sigurd.
Yeah.
Next is the Road of the Undead Lord. He is 1 black for an addition. Enter if your ruler is Rezzard, choose 2 cards from your stranger deck at random and put them in the graveyard. Cards in your graveyard cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls, so they can't target your stuff. That's the main reason why you want it.
Next, of course, is Soul Hunt. It's a mage art 1-drop. Each player banishes a Resonator, then each player discards a card. Exactly what you want.
It's one of my favorite cards because it does so much.
Yeah, just for 1. It's ridiculous.
Next is Strodinger. He is a black and a white. For an addition, remove target Resonator or Regalia you control from the game, then put it in the field under its owner control rested. It does things with the light crystals. We're not doing that. You're not even playing this dude. You're just going getting it with Sigurd because Sigurd does that.
And then bounces what you need.
Yeah, and you bounce what you need, whether it's the Lord of the Undead to get more revenge triggers and have more dudes, or Deathscythe or Dragon or anything. All the inner triggers we have.
Nephilim, the Realm of the Dead. It's a 1 darkness 1. It's an addition as well, and /grave. Zombies you control get +2/+2, so another Lord for you. Banish this card, put the top 5 cards of your deck into your graveyard if you need be, but just keep your zombies all pumped up and special.
And then we're playing Deathscythe because it's Deathscythe.
Yep, me too.
It's the Regalia Mythic, produces a black and a green, plays for God's Arts, Mage Arts, cards in graveyards, or activate abilities of cards in graveyards. And then remove 3 from your graveyard, put this card from the graveyard to your hand.
Yep.
So mainly you use this to play Sigurd and then do all the solution shenanigans.
Yep. Next is Cage of the Mother Goose. It's a darkness and 1. You may rest a recovered fairy tale / resonator, which you don't have. Enter. Remove the target non-J-ruler, non-magic stone entity from the game. When this card leaves the field, put a card back. Removed areas. Remove this card into the owner's hand. So it basically just gets rid of a dude. No matter what, just murks him.
And again, Sigurd gets this. That's why Sigurd's here.
So you just go get those and get rid of a dude that super hates you.
Next is Awakening of the Undead Lord. It is a black and a green mage art, quick cast. You choose one. This card does 400 damage to each resonator. You gain life equal to the amount dealt this way. Banishing a number of resonators, draw that many cards. Put an XX zombie into play, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. So mostly the bottom 2 are the ones you're going to want to do. Sometimes you may need to kill the board, but for the most part, you're going to need to make dudes or banish dudes and then play the big dragon and not care.
Yep. A part of True Power, one of the most powerful spells out there, is a mage art. It's a black and a green. It has Remnant too, so you can cast it from the graveyard. As an additional cost to play this card, banish a Resonator. Put a target darkness Resonator from your graveyard into the field. That's it. It's just...
So your dragon that you didn't want, or it's in the graveyard, you're like, cool, it's 2 mana now.
Just 2 mana. Yep, simple as that.
Next is Abhorrent Revival. It is 3 black. Put a number of Resonators with total cost 4 or less from the graveyard into the field. Dude, this card is insane.
So good.
You're like, cool, I'm gonna give back two drops and just be like, cool, I get 2 lords back. Great.
Yeah. Or 1 2-drop and 2
little
1-drops or 4 1-drop. It's just good.
The amount of value you can get from this card is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So just play this card.
Especially in this deck. Alright, of course.
We're going to the stones. They're really simple. Magic Stone of Black Silence, Darkness Magic Stone, and Adirach's Memoria. We're just playing black-green, so that's all you really need. But overall, it's going to be a really fun tribal deck. It is a lot more cards than normal, but you're milling a lot of cards, so I kind of felt like it's worth it.
Yeah.
But overall, the deck's going to be super fun, and it's tribal. I love tribal.
Yeah.
We love tribal on the channel.
It works.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. With the deck list will be down below. Go check it out, and then leave us a like and a comment down below. Goodbye.
Bye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe to our channel, and then hit that bell for any future notifications that you have for our videos.
We go ahead and give a big thank you to our fans for over the years, especially our Mythic and Above Patreon followers.
Thank you, Ryan.
With that, we love you. Thank you for your support.